parts of the Las Vegas Strip are going dark. 12 at 12 starts right now. 12 minutes, no commercials, on TV and on the go on the 12 News app, Facebook, and YouTube. Hey guys, it's Tram here. Hashtag most clicked. Here are the stories piquing everyone's interest right now. There are more confirmed cases of coronavirus here in Arizona. According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, there are now 18 cases of COVID-19. That's up from 13 on Sunday. Arizona health officials are keeping track of the cases of coronavirus as the number rises.
I'm Jen Wall in Phoenix. An unprecedented move. Governor Doug Ducey and State Superintendent Kathy Hoffman announced that all Arizona schools will close out of precaution for the coronavirus. Governor Ducey made the announcement yesterday alongside Superintendent Hoffman, saying every Arizona school will stay closed until at least March 27th. The move, an effort to stop the virus from spreading through thousands of youth in our Valley and state school system. In response to the closings, Boys and Girls Clubs of East Valley, Metro Phoenix will be opening local clubs in impacted areas during school hours. That starts at 8 o'clock this morning. Plans for when students can expect to return to school remain fluid, much like everything else because of the coronavirus. For the latest on this developing situation, stay with 12news.com and the 12 News app.
The city of Phoenix is also closing all public libraries and rec centers starting today. That includes the Burton Barr Library downtown. Mayor Kate Gallego tweeted that the decision came based on CDC recommendations. There's no timetable on when these facilities will reopen. Now to Decision 2020. Arizona's primary election is tomorrow, and there have been conflicting reports about how and where we will actually be able to cast our votes. Here are the facts. In-person voting is going to continue for tomorrow's presidential preference election. There will be 151 polling locations for voters, but that's about 70 less than originally planned. County officials say poll closures are necessary to make sure there are enough resources to keep voting equipment regularly cleaned and disinfected. Now here's the big change, and something very important for you to know. Voters can use any one of those 151 locations. So all voting locations are open to all eligible voters. This is to make sure there is equal access. And finally, there was some confusion about the possibility of more ballots being mailed out. That is not happening. Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes announced plans to do it last week, but the state attorney general stepped in and said it could not happen.
We're going to go to the courts to make sure that we get a good interpretation from them to determine whether or not the read that they have or the read that I have is the best one.
We'll let them do that. We'll let the county recorder do what he feels is right. He is duly elected, and he's our colleague. We are one family in Maricopa County, and we want to pull off a successful election.
Again, our Democratic primary election is tomorrow. There's no Republican primary because the Arizona GOP decided not to hold one. President Trump will get their nomination. 12 News will, of course, have you covered with the very latest. So that brings us to today's talker. Will you be voting in person tomorrow? Yes, it's your civic duty. No, you're avoiding crowds. Or you already mailed your ballot, or you're not a Democrat. Cast your vote right now at 12news.com/bullhorn, or comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. The results just minutes away. There are still plenty of questions about the coronavirus. If you're looking for more info, you can text FACTS to 602-444-1212. And when you do, you'll receive a link to our complete coronavirus coverage. Checking your money lines now, expect another rocky day on Wall Street. This is a live look at the Dow Jones right here, which is down more than 2,100 points right now. This comes after the Federal Reserve announced yesterday that it's cutting interest rates to near zero. The emergency move is an attempt to help boost an economy hit hard by the impact of the coronavirus. The lights of Las Vegas are going dark to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. MGM Resorts International announced last night that it is closing casino operations in Vegas and several other states. A number of shows have also been canceled, including mainstays like Cirque du Soleil, Penn and Teller, and magician David Copperfield. We're tackling your questions about COVID-19 and how it can impact your health. In addition to the coronavirus outbreak, we're also in the middle of flu season, meaning hundreds of thousands of people are vulnerable to getting sick. Our Verify team is tackling the tough question, can you have coronavirus and the flu at the same time? Team 12's Jason Puckett explains.
Viewer Chelsea W. sent us this email. She was told if she tested positive for the flu, it was impossible to have the coronavirus at the same time. And she wanted to know if that was true. Well, Chelsea, thanks for the question. To answer, we went straight to the CDC and WHO. So, is it impossible to get the coronavirus if you have the flu? No. A spokesperson for the WHO told us that, quote, it is certainly possible for someone to have more than one virus or other microbial infection at the same time. And when we talked to the CDC, they confirmed you can have both the flu and COVID-19 at the same time. So what would that do to your body? Unfortunately, we don't know right now. The WHO said they're currently researching that exact question. They want to know how the coronavirus interacts with other viruses or sicknesses, but they can't say yet if it puts people at more risk or changes symptoms. Bottom line, Chelsea, you can tell your friend they were wrong. Having the flu doesn't prevent you from getting COVID-19. And that's important. This false idea could lead people with the flu to think they're immune or don't have to take the same precautions to avoid COVID-19. Now, there are a lot of claims and rumors like this one out there. If you see one you want us to look into, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
Well, it was a gorgeous weekend, but there's more rain in the forecast. Here's Crystal with your forecast 411.
If you want to be hanging out poolside like these guys, you better get it in today with temperatures nearing 80 degrees because by the middle of the week, we have more rain with our name on it. Stormy skies could deliver anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch of rainfall for the valley Wednesday and Thursday, with even more, up to 2 inches for the mountains north and east of Phoenix. Oh, and in those higher elevations, we are talking snow. Much colder air is going to take over, dropping snow levels down to 5,000 feet. But where you're really going to start to see those snowfall totals add up is above 6,000 feet, as much as a foot of snow possible. Anyone with skis is digging this forecast. Our total so far for rainfall in the valley is 1.78 inches, but with more rain on the way, we're easily going to land in this top 10 list for the rainiest Marches in Phoenix. Not only do we have rain in the cards for us by the middle of the week, but another storm system could be finding its way into our forecast by the end of the weekend into early next week.
Crystal, thank you. Now for It's Time in other news. Are you wondering where all the hand sanitizer went? Well, apparently we found a lot of it. A couple of guys in Tennessee got themselves in trouble after they bought about 18,000 bottles of it and then started selling it online. Matt Colvin and his brother sold 300 bottles on Amazon with prices between $8 and $70 each, according to the New York Times. But then Amazon pulled their listings and the Tennessee Attorney General sent them a cease and desist letter, believing they were price gouging. That left the brothers with more than 17,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. They're now apologizing and they plan to donate most of their inventory. Also in other news, Rudy Gobert, the first NBA player who tested positive for the coronavirus, says he's now doing better and is reminding people to stay safe. He's also apologizing for how he acted all last week. He appeared to mock a new NBA safety policy by rubbing his hands on journalists' microphones and recorders. 2 days later, he tested positive for COVID-19.
I wish I would have took this thing more seriously, and I hope everyone else going to do so because we can do it together. Take care and stay safe.
Over the weekend, the All-Star donated more than $500,000 to help combat the spread of the coronavirus pandemic and to support Jazz Arena staff left without jobs right now. Oh, music from the balconies of Italy as the country remains under lockdown. Though they can't physically come together, the people there remain united in song. The woman who captured this video said, quote, "We were all alive, truly alive, and excited." A wonderful way to keep spirits high during such a very difficult time. Well, being separated from your loved one is never easy, especially during times of crisis. But one couple is making the best of a bad situation. Bob Shellard and his wife Nancy were forced to spend their anniversary apart because Nancy is being quarantined inside a nursing home. Bob will have to wait 30 days to see his bride, but he still wanted to do something really special for their 67th wedding anniversary. So he pulled a very classic move here. He got out the markers, the scissors, and paper, and he made a heart sign for his love that read, "I've loved you 67 years and still do. Happy anniversary." How precious is that? He held it up outside the window so Nancy could see it from her room. So sweet. Well, let's get back to today's talker now. Will you be voting in person tomorrow? Yes, it's your civic duty. No, you're avoiding crowds. You mailed in your ballot already, or you're not a Democrat. And right now, let's see, 43% mailed in your ballot. Keep voting on 12news.com/bullhorn. Time now for the look ahead, the stories you'll be talking about a little later on today. Coming up on First at 4, local agencies are helping families in a crunch right now after schools close across the entire state. Also, we are talking to medical expert Dr. John Torres from NBC News. He'll be taking your questions about the coronavirus, so please text us right now, 602-444-1212, and we'll get your questions answered when it comes to this pandemic. And that's your 12 at 12, the facts on everything you need to know in just 12 minutes, no commercials. We're always on, anywhere, anytime on 12news.com, the 12 News app, and our socials as well. We'll see you back here again soon. If you're staying at home with your kiddos, Destry has some fun craft ideas coming up next on Arizona Midday. Destry?
Coming up on Arizona Midday, we have help for those at home. We have a couple of craft ideas, we have a recipe, and we have tips on your mortgage rate. All that and more coming up.